Alright, so we're on our way out to the mine, and this is our first obstacle. We have this water crossing. So we came down below the waterfall because it's just too fast and risky to cross it up top. Okay, so we'll see you when we get to the other side. Okay, so we're still making our way out towards the mine, but we, coming through the woods, came across these incredible compressors. I mean, they are monsters. And we think they were either taking them into the mine or out before it shut down. And these things date to the 1890s, probably middle to late 1890s. They're a Rand drill company, as you can see right there. I'll probably try to get one of the guys to stand over here to give you an idea, a perspective, just how massive these things are. And there's a smaller one, looks like with some maybe ventilation pipe over here. And the interesting thing is you can see right here that they were bolted to a wood skid. So they were like on a shipping kind of skid as they were moving them. And you just don't see stuff like this very often. I mean, these are museum quality. And we'll look at them one more time, but back over here we have a Pelton wheel that was obviously being shipped to or from the mine as well. Get down off this rock here. It doesn't have its cups on it, so it was probably disassembled. So a few other items kind of laying around out here. Looks like there's some sort of flywheel over here. A little hard to see in the brush. And you can kind of see forest next to it for scale there. So it's pretty awesome though. Take a look over here. All right, so we're gonna continue. We got quite a ways to go to get to the mine. It's gonna be quite the haul up there, so we're not gonna spend a whole lot of time here. So we'll see you a little further up. All right, so we're looking across at the gulch. We got to go up.
I appreciate it.
And there's still some snow out here. So we're going to see, hopefully being wet and all, that we can get all the way up there. It's going to be quite the fight through all this mess over here and all this brush out here. This is just going to be miserable. It's pretty wet. So we'll see you hopefully when we start going up. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with. We're making our way up a gulch, and that gulch has a fair amount of snow in it. So when we get up here a little bit, we're gonna have to make a decision how we're gonna get off this. and get into a little better position to make an approach on the mine. But as you can see, the brush field here is pretty intense. So either way, it's going to be a fight. But just kind of want to show you the gulch that we're headed up. All right, so we made our way up the gulch, and we're standing near the top of the cliff face. We still have a ways to go to find our notch that we need to climb through. As we were coming across the cliff face, we ran across this little snub tunnel, which we can see the face of it in the back, and it's got, I don't know, 1.5 feet of water. So I'll just kind of step in a little bit. I'm not going to go all the way in because I know there's nothing back in there and it ends, but just kind of wanted to show it to you. Just a prospect along the route to the main mine. Still making our way across the ridge line here, and I think we picked up the old miners trail, which is right through here. It kind of continues along this ridge line, right where Forest is at. So we're going to try to see if we can follow this for a minute. Pretty steep, came up quite a bit. So I'm just going to film a little bit here. So I'm going to need to probably get back to 2 hands pretty quick. We are up at the landing of the mine. And the portal isn't that inviting. It's pretty tight to get in there, but a little background, this mine has been collapsed for about at least 20 years or so. And recently somebody we know came out here and dug it open. And so there's only been one other group in here since it's been reopened a couple weeks back. So we're pretty excited to get in and see it. This mine dates to about 1896-ish, 1894. It was a copper mine. It's supposed to have some pretty interesting artifacts inside, so we're going to double check all this entrance of how it's kind of laid out, make sure we can squeeze down in there, and we'll see you inside in a minute. So we just slid, at least I just slid, down the portal entrance, which is pretty tight fit. I wouldn't really recommend this normally. The rest of the crew is staying out just in case there's any issues with the entrance. So there's about 1.5 feet of water in here. The day is miserably raining, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot in terms of getting wet right now. So again, well, first let's look at these artifacts over here. We've got a couple of shovels here. And looks like they've been here for some time. Pretty cool to see. So I mentioned outside that this mine had been closed up, collapsed for at least 20 years. so no one's had the opportunity to really explore it until a few weeks ago. Someone we know opened it up, gave us a holler and told us, hey, the mine's open, now's your chance. So it's kind of not the most ideal weather to be out here, but we jumped on the opportunity and got our gear and headed out. So here we are. So as I mentioned before, this mine was discovered around the mid to early 1890s in terms of the claims. The mine operated probably from like 1894 to 96-ish. I think the last record was around 1899. And this was a copper mine primarily. There may have been some secondary commodities they pulled out, but it was primarily copper. It's roughly a little over 2,000 feet, a tunnel. Here, you can see this is where they stored all the ventilation pipe. Somebody took it down at some point and just put it off in that small little drift. And you can see clearly it was strap rail, so not the good stuff, the cheap stuff. Marker 200. So we were definitely really excited to explore this mine. We came out here probably 7-8 years ago. This mine is a really long haul out. Depending on your physical abilities and or the terrain, the weather, all kinds of factors, it can take you anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to get out here. Take a quick look down here. So maybe some surveying done. Not a whole lot down here. But when we came out here 8 years ago, we got all the way up to the mine and it was pretty collapsed. There was a lot of material in the front of it. We really didn't have the time or energy to dig it open, so we kind of bagged it. And here we are 8 years later, finally getting in this thing, and it's pretty exciting for us to see. Hope you enjoy being able to see it as well. It's a rare mine for Washington. Very few people, at least, like I said, the last probably 20 years, and not that many before that have actually been in this mine. Looks like here, I got to switch in the track right here. And there, looks like just some storage area here. Looks like we got something going on. Check that out. Let's stay forward first and just see where that goes later. turn the corner here. See what we got going on back here. Looks like it goes off to the left more. Interesting. So, not sure if that's just backfilled. Maybe it looks like it's backfilled back there. Got some more air pipe, ventilation pipe. Looks like some of it's still up over here. So, still some hanging here. Alright, so we're gonna just kind of continue down here. See the ventilation pipe up here hung. All right, so here's one of those artifacts we talked about. It's pretty unique and rare for Washington anyway, especially Western Washington, and that's an ore car. So this is kind of cool to see for sure. Can't see these too often. It's like nothing inside of it. Looks like a side dump. Side dump? I don't know. Oh no, it's got a front dump on it here. Put it back up here so you can see it better. There's a better shot of it. Yeah, that's super cool to see. Don't see any plates on it or markings. Sometimes the wheels have them, but not seeing a whole lot on that either. Super cool. See. And it looks like you go forward for a bit and oh, look at this. Over here we have a wooden ore car. Which that is really cool and massively rare. I don't think I've ever seen an intact wood ore car ever. Wow, that is really cool. I'm gonna try to move past it here and see if I can get a better shot. It's kind of tight. Yeah, look at that. That is, wow. That is just incredible to see. That is super cool. All right, well, we'll take a closer look at that again. I guess we'll just kind of peek down here since we're already headed this way. Let's see. Got some single jack drill steel all piled up here. It's kind of cool. Always cool to see artifacts. And kind of continue down this. It's like, not sure what it does down here. Some spray paint from when this thing was last open. Been a minute. Oh yeah, this is interesting. Little area of this. is. I know there's winds in here, so I'm trying to kind of keep my eye out here. Check this out for a minute. Graffiti here. It's like Roy Cranmore. So just gonna keep going forward here. Like some boxes or crates back here, and some drill holes, core holes, looks like more likely. All right, so let's keep going here. Figure out if this thing faces out down here, what it does, and go from there. All this old shoring. Can't quite tell what's going on here. Oh, I follow. Okay. So it looks like we just did a big circle back to the main haulage tunnel that we came in on where the switch was. So, all right, that makes it's kind of interesting. All right, so we circled back around from where we kind of cut off to the left, and that kind of went back around to the main haulage tunnel. So now we're heading back down and passing by that side drift that we went to the left on, which is right in front of us here. So we already checked this out, so we're going to keep going forward. And here it looks like we had a raise going on with the ladder. You can see that going all the way up there. Some of the shoring, so we're just going to continue past this here. Looks like we have another shovel and maybe some explosive boxes here, and a pipe, and again some additional explosive boxes. Let's see what this does back here. Looks like there's a little wooden keg, maybe an explosives keg here. It's pretty disintegrated, unfortunately. Looks like we're coming in possibly to the end here. So we got some graffiti here. And see what we got back here. Looks like we've got some more. Really kind of hard to make out a couple of these. Jack Daly, who I've seen in other mines. I can't quite make that one out. Have to take another look at that one. And let's see. 6 of 29. So it looks like a lot of these just may be mine explorers from later in time, from the actual time this mine was operating. Kind of see that there. Can't really make out the dates though, unfortunately. But it's still always cool to see. Looks like we got some other stuff up here to look at. So, looks like somebody drew a little miner with a carbide lamp on their head. There. September 22nd of something or another. All right, so we're gonna head kind of back from where we came. So here's another view of the arrays with the ladder here. That kind of went up through here. A little hard to see. We came back to the intersection where the ore cars were, and then went forward in the main haulage tunnel. So we're gonna see what's going on back here. It looks like we have a face here, so not a lot going on here. Looks like we might have some graffiti again. Jack Daly from, looks like 33. Pinehurst. A little more graffiti, 41. Not a whole lot going on there. All right, so there's the ore car. Again, in front of us here, and another one down here. So this looked a little intriguing, but it might be a difficult one. It's pretty full material. I don't know if this looks like this may have just been a big collapse on some sort of ore chute. All right, so we kind of had to crawl back into this area where there's this huge raise with a ladder going up. Looks like there was a structure up there at one time, and yeah, it's really hard to see, but it goes way up there. Maybe an ore bin of some kind. And then it comes down here to a ladder. So I've been crawling kind of through a filled area behind me. You can sort of make out there. So I got a little ways to go here, and we'll see what's down here. All right, so I made the crawl down here. That doesn't look too good, but we'll take a look. This is kind of what we were dealing with here to have to get through. So we'll take a look back here, see what we see. Whoa. So that looks like completely caved in, whatever it was. Pretty toasted here. So probably not getting through that. All right, so that was collapsed. Looks like we have some gobbing here. They filled something in. And kind of looks like this was partially filled in too on purpose. But we're gonna have to crawl back down through all this mess. So I'm gonna probably turn the camera off so I don't have to do that helmet strike you just saw. And we'll see you when we get back to the main tunnel. All right, so we're back at the raise that we crawled by earlier. Take another look up there. You can see the wooden structure up there. That obviously probably was used for ore, and it's just disintegrated, being as old as it was. All right, so we're gonna kind of see if we can get back through this. It's kind of low. All right, and there you see the wooden ore car on that drift going off the main tunnel. Down here. Taking a look at this wooden ore car, which is just, again, probably my favorite artifact in this mine. It's just super cool. Just don't see ore cars like this. I don't know, at least around here, or I don't know if they're in other areas they're very common or not, but definitely wooden for here, no, not common at all. That's super, super cool. And even though it's not wooden, this ore car is still, again, really cool to see. Rare for Washington. Not a lot of ore cars in mines, at least on the western side of the state. So really awesome to see this as well. this side. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This is just kind of bucket list stuff to be able to see 2 ore cars, 1 wood, 1 metal, in a mine. Probably won't see another one again, or 2 of them again rather, in my lifetime. So, pretty excited to see them. Alright, so we're headed back towards the entrance. We got a long way to go to get out of this place, and a couple of the other guys want to get in here, so I am trying to be mindful of their time and our long hike out of here. So normally I don't film all the way out. I usually cut a lot of it, but being that this is a kind of a special mine for us, I'm going to film a little bit more walking out. Wow, all that gobbing, it's crazy. Alright, so we're headed back towards the entrance, or I slid in. See, there's the air ventilation pipe again, piled up, and you can see the water up here. It's starting to come up. Hey everyone, Tim with Ghost Towns, Washington. We just wanted to say thanks for coming along with us on our trip to the Townsend mine. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we appreciate you following us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you like what we do, please consider subscribing to our channel. Until our next adventure, take care.